But in the meantime, I'm kind of be just talking out loud for a little while. This is my first live, and I wanted to hop on live really to kind of just discuss a few things. Number one, I wanted to talk about was really, I guess you could say, how what's made me start my channel. And I have a TikTok and I have a YouTube. My TikTok, however, is not something that has grown as much as it used to. In the prior year when I started it, it was growing a lot. And it wasn't last year, but the year before, like the end of 2024, when it was really starting to grow and take off. And I scaled it from like zero followers to quite a lot. And this is one channel that I'm really proud of. So when it comes to my YouTube, I work really hard to try to be able to things different. But I've been working pretty hard, and my channel subscriptions have grown a lot. And it's not like a really huge channel yet, but I know it will be. Just wanted to say that. I don't know if anyone's gonna join, but I wanted to just kind of be on here for a little while and talk to y'all. So hopefully y'all can see me. I'm also looking at the cool settings this thing has, and it's pretty great. I don't really know how they're gonna work or how this chat thing works, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if somebody hops on, and then kind of figure it out from there. But yeah, so I decided to pick a live for today just to kind of see how everybody's doing and talk to y'all, I guess. But I don't know, it'll be okay. So we'll just wait and see. In the meantime, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about myself. Well, mainly myself. So the reason why I truly wanted to kind of make a difference in this world is about a couple years ago. I was just kind of really struggling with everything and didn't really have anyone to talk to, and there were a lot of times where I wasn't really sure how to go about things. I didn't really have anyone to ask questions. My mom's always been there, and that's another reason why too I really want to be able to be successful on this channel, on this course of action that I'm taking, is because my mom works really hard and has always worked really hard to take care of me. And she's older, and it's her responsibility to take care of me. I am old enough to the point where I should be able to take care of her and my daughter, and it's been pretty humbling that I'm the age that I am and I'm not able to fully retire her or be able to spend more time with my family. And it's something that, you live and you learn, but I'm not gonna accept that anymore. I used to always think, okay, it'll happen eventually if I try this, if I try that. But I never really stuck with one thing, and that was where my issue was, and where my issue lied, was I was never really pushing myself 1,000% on one thing and giving it my all. And I realized something. Whenever you apply yourself to anything, you are the only person that sets your own boundaries. And for the longest time, I used to think, okay, like as long as I do this or I push myself to a new limit, that everything would be okay. But you have to do it with intention. It's not just, okay, let me go to the gym because you're going to the gym, or let me lift heavy weights because you want to lift heavy weights. It's about being smart. Everything takes time, and it's like a building process. You don't just get everything overnight. There are some times where that happens, and those things are really great. But at the same time, if you get everything overnight, you don't really know how to handle it. And I've had points where I thought, okay, am I really gonna be okay? How do I make this work? How do I do a lot of things? And that was where I realized me, I'm the only person that can really tell myself what I'm able to do and what I'm not able to do. And that's what I want to be able to push you guys to do. I want everybody as part of my community, as part of my account, to really teach themselves what your limits are, what your limits aren't, and for you to really want more for yourself. It's not easy, and I'd be lying to you if I said it was easy, but I want to be able to make sure that whoever is a part of my community is able to really understand you are appreciated every time that you're here, every time you show up, whether it's in a comment or just watching the video. I do appreciate it. Sometimes I know people aren't comfortable commenting. I know it took me a while before I even came close to being comfortable with commenting or like even recording. And now, like months later, it's crazy for me to think that I went from zero to almost 1,600. And I never used to want to take pictures. I've never been one to be like, oh, let me take a selfie or let me record this. That's never been me. But when I realized there's so many people out there that are struggling, and it's not just myself, everybody has their own fight. Everybody's going through something. Even the happiest people fight their own battles and they just don't talk about it. And I wanted to be able to create a safe space where everybody can go to. Not just myself or the ones who are more open about talking about it, but the ones who sometimes just might want to silently watch a video to let them know they're appreciated, because they are. It's not an easy thing to sometimes always hold a smile on your face. It's not an easy thing to sometimes think everything's gonna be all right. And I would know firsthand. It takes time. It takes trial. It takes a lot of trial and error, if I'm being real. And the one thing that I've always learned is that if you always push yourself and you always believe, everything will be okay. It's not easy though, and it's not something that I'm even comfortable with myself yet. I've been pushing myself to be better, to try to improve my life and try to help others, and that's why I made my accounts. My accounts are to help other people because when I was in a dark spot and I felt like I had no one, I would have wished somebody would have told me that you matter, you're important. And I know my family is one thing, and that's something that I've always loved. My mom's always stayed by my side, but at the same time too, I don't want to be a burden or a weight to her. And that's where you have to really decide. Are you going to be that to your family, or do you want to be the one that takes care of your family? I know that it's not easy to be motivated every day. I know that it's not something that even I'm the best at, and I can admit that fully. But I know there's going to come a point in my life where they lean on me heavy, and when that day happens, I want to be able to fully take care of them, not just through my actions, but in anything and everything that they need. I don't want to have to be reliant on somebody else's decision if I can go or if I can make sure they need me, if they call me or if they tell me, hey, I'm not okay. I want to be there for my family. That's the person that I am. If you're really struggling or you have to wait around, whether it's for a job, whether it's for a position you're at, or sometimes it can be just simply you're learning and you don't know what to do, I want to be able to be that person that my family knows they can count on, that drops everything and goes, not reliant on somebody else telling me you have permission to go. That's something that I'm never going to be okay with. And that was where I really started learning that I need to push myself a lot harder. Because if I'm not giving my all, if I'm not truly applying myself, how am I working toward that goal every single day? It's not easy. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights. And I know I look really rough because I have gained quite a bit of weight. I've been really stressed out lately because I really want to make this work. Not just my accounts, but I want to be able to be a provider. I want to be able to know that my family has a safe space. I've improved myself a lot, but if I'm being truthful, it hasn't always been that way. I haven't always been the person that you guys see on camera day in, day out. I still struggle, and there's still times where my anger sometimes gets the best of me, or I have moments where I don't know what's going to happen, and I get really upset, or I'm really bothered by something, and it gets away from me. And I'm trying to get back in shape, so I've been going to the gym. I'd be lying if I said that the results are amazing and overnight because they're really not, and everything takes time. But I'm really appreciative of the fact that so many of you have been here for this journey, and I know that when the day comes that I'm able to fully step away from everything that I have to do right now, and I can do all the things that I enjoy to do with my family, with my loved ones, and just people in general, and help others, that will really hold more weight for me as a person and as a father. Because at the end of the day, when you look at your kid, sometimes it's really hard, and there are times where I want to be able to be there and I want to be able to do things with my daughter, but for now I know it has to wait. And there are times where I get really embarrassed because I want to do so much for my mom. I want to be able to be like, mom, like, you want to go here? Do you want to go there? And I don't have to worry about, okay, well, I can't do that. Or, okay, how can I figure out how to make even a few dollars? And that's something that, even though you work full time, some of you may understand, some of you may not. But when you have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of bills, and you're almost drowning in all your debt, it's really hard to be like, okay, let's go here, or let's do this, because sometimes you just don't have it. But I know it's not going to be forever. And this is my first live, and I know obviously a lot of you guys, it's a weird time to do a live at, but I just wanted to try something new, and I'm going to hopefully try to figure out how to save this video, because I would like to, and just kind of really repost it on my account so any of you guys that are out there wanting to join the live later on can see it. But when I say I want to share a little bit more about myself, it is something that is hard for me because I'm not easy and I don't open up very easy. It's been something that I've learned a lot and journeyed along the way, but I'm really happy that I'm here. I'm really happy that I'm pushing myself to do better, and it's not something that comes natural. There are a lot of times where I wake up and I'm almost scared to get in front of the camera. I'm almost scared to record because what if it's not good enough? What if I'm not able to be enough? And that's the everyday reality. Is sometimes I question myself, but I do it because I know that I'm not the same person who used to doubt myself so much that I couldn't even pick up a camera, that I couldn't even record, I couldn't even take a picture. I'm a completely different person. So I have to remind myself that every single day. And I pray that if you watch this whole thing through, you remind yourself too every single day. You are not who you once were. You're better. And I pray that you stay better. So my friends, I know it's been a long video, me just kind of ranting and raving to myself, but I'm appreciative if anyone watches this later on. Thank you, and I really do hope that all of you have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you real soon, my friends. Have a good one.